Immigration definitely is one of those top issues facing the country right now. And you did pose that interesting question, voters asking themselves, am I better off now than I was 4 years ago? And according to a Wall Street Journal post, it seems like voters in battleground states think they were better off 4 years ago because, according to this new poll, in a head to head matchup between Trump and Biden, Trump is winning in Arizona, Michigan, Georgia, Nevada, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, and tied with Biden in Wisconsin. So, Charles, read the tea leaves here. What do you think this all means?
First of all, I think it means the election is still a long way away. And let's say a few things about polling. Polling right now would phone you or phone me and say, Brittany, are you a registered voter? And you would say, yes, I'm a registered voter. And then they would, if you said no, then they would say, thank you, Brittany. And that would be the end of the interview. If you said, yes, I'm a registered voter, they would take your opinion. After Labor Day, they would ask you, are you a registered voter? You'd say, yes. And then they'd say, Brittany, do you think you're likely to vote? If you said yes, they would continue the interview. If you said no, they wouldn't, because they only want likely voters. Why don't they ask you that now? And the answer is because you don't know if you're likely to vote. If you're really very engaged, with one party or the other, somebody like you who's a political interviewer, of course you're going to vote. But most people don't really know. So there's more uncertainty in the polls. Secondly, a lot of things can happen. The biggest danger to the Trump campaign is that the economy keeps doing well. Maybe interest rates come down a little bit, but the economy is picking up a little bit. There's always a chance that Trump will make some blunder. There's always a chance that Biden will fall down the stairs. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana said most Americans now think they could roast a turkey in the time it takes for Joe Biden to walk across the stage. And I think that, that's not a good look, right? I think the biggest danger is one would be another killing by an illegal immigrant like the one of Laken Riley in Georgia on a campus, especially if that's a criminal who had been picked up before and somehow let out, but was an illegal. And the worst of all would be a mass terror attack by somebody who had come across the border, one of the 600,000 or 700,000 people who've come across and gotten away. And those people planned some kind of an attack. And the immediate effect for the first week and a half would be rally around the flag. But after that, people would say, how the heck did this person get into the country? How did we miss this? And so I think there are a lot of potential problems like that. And of course, if the war in Gaza ends, to go back to our first question, that will ease some of the pressure from Muslims and maybe progressives on Joe Biden. That will help him. If the war is continuing, that will hurt him. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and I think we should recognize that. The polls have been wrongly accused of not being very accurate. They've actually been pretty accurate. The problem is when you have 4 million votes and 11,000 votes separate them, no poll, no matter how accurate, is going to be able to predict which side will win in that case. It's just asking too much of them. If they are separated by 10,000, by 30, 50,000 votes, then maybe the poll will be accurate. But we're a long way away. All of these states that you quoted, I think almost all of them are within 5 points still. So I would say that this is a race that's still up in the air. And as I think we've both been suggesting, Brittany, it's more a question of who will lose rather than who will win.